All right, so I wanted to get on here and just share my personal experience, what Woodward West meant to me. You know, many of you know, maybe you didn't, but Woodward West announced a couple days ago that they were shut. They were done. West is done, the location, and still processing it, to be honest. It came as just a huge shock. I was there a couple weeks ago for, I guess what'll be the last week of camp they ever had, the adult week, and it was incredible. And as I was just reflecting on it, you know, every time I would pull up, I always had that childlike excitement and wonder of who I was going to meet, what tricks I was going to learn, what I was going to try, like just the experiences, what craziness were we going to get into. There was always just something special about every trip. If I think back to every trip I've ever been at Woodward, there's always been just a moment that's going to be, you know, part of who I am. And I think that's why it's kind of hitting so hard, is when you spend so much time and energy and intention in a place that it like truly becomes a part of who you are. You know, it absolutely shaped who I am to this day. And it feels like I'm losing a part of myself with this chapter coming to an end of Woodward West. And yeah, I didn't see it coming at all. I don't think anyone really did. And it just, you know, it's like one of those things you don't want to believe. And I mean, first reactions are like, man, my first skate park, or my favorite skate park on this planet, is gone. Second part is like, you know, I've got like the tricks, the things that I didn't quite do that I wanted to do. I was planning on making some trips up there and filming. I'm filming a video part right now. Thankfully, I got a couple of tricks from Woodward West that are going to be in it, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, there's obviously still stuff I wanted to get done, and just the statement that they made was very vague, and there's a lot of still unknowns around it. I mean, obviously I was there during summer. They didn't get the numbers that they've had in the past, and that's just an unfortunate state of, I think, the culture and industry of skateboarding as a whole right now. And you know, when I was a kid, Woodward was absolutely, every kid knew about it, every kid wanted to go, every kid was begging their parents to go or saving up to try and figure out a way to go there, you know. And nowadays it's kind of not as popular, I would say. It's very strange because, yeah, it's hard to fathom that, because when I was a kid, like, everyone was talking, oh, I gotta go to Woodward. I wonder if I can go to Woodward. I'm just gonna ask for Woodward for Christmas this year. No other presents. I just want to go to Woodward. Woodward had this thing to it, and I would not be where I am today without it. You know, starting out at Woodward East, going as a camper, you know, a week, 2 weeks in the summer, I would progress so much more in that week or 2 weeks than I would the rest of the year because of the environment that you're placed in. And it was incredible. They put on competitions as well, so you could actually try and see where you were at amongst your peers. They had so many fun games. The instructors were awesome, and everything about it was incredible. And then when I came out to Woodward West for the very first time, it was amazing. I couldn't believe, because they almost packed it all into the hangar, all into the inside. Like, they had outdoor parks and stuff, but everything was really focused on the main hangar there. And like I've said before, there were 5 skate parks in one building, and it's some of the most incredible, unique features ever to exist. And it was so fun. I remember going there, and there was a contest going on, the Ambush, Woodward West Ambush, and it was my first time coming to Woodward West. I had no idea what to expect, and ended up skating great. You know, I placed in all 3 events, and then that was the first time I ever met Mitchy Brusco, and that was really cool. So, you know, a lifelong friend from the very first time stepping in the doors at Woodward West. And I remember seeing him. It was crazy because he was like a couple years younger than me and blasting way higher than me, and I was like, whoa, this dude's insane. I wonder what he's gonna do. And clearly, you know, Mitchy goes on to do a 1260 and starts Skate IQ and countless other things he's done. And then also, I learned my first 540 on that trip. I did my first 540 onto the Resi on that trip, and then was able to take that and do my first 540 in a contest. So yeah, I mean, from day one at Woodward West, there was so much history there. And then, you know, going into Woodward U, which was their high school program, the program literally only existed for 1.5 years. I didn't do the first half a year. I did my final senior year there. So literally it pretty much only existed while I was in high school. And to this day, I'm the only graduate from Woodward U, and it's so special. But that was really like a turning point in my career and my journey of life. And that's why I'm getting emotional, because it was like I was leaving everything that was uncomfortable back home, my family, my friends, what was familiar, in pursuit of the unknown, of what I felt called to, of the dream. But I knew like I was going to a place that I had experience with that was great. You know, learning a 540, meeting great people. I knew I wasn't going to be on my own out there. I knew that what lied on the other side, though I didn't know how it looked, I knew it was going to be special. Just reflecting on this is choking me up a little bit, so not going to apologize for the emotions of that. Sometimes we need to just let flow. Yeah. And so going through my senior year of high school there, I learned a lot about filming and editing as well as skateboarding. You know, I was skating and then figuring out how to write up sponsorship proposals and create emails, and we would go on field trips. We got to go to the Fantasy Factory on a field trip. We got to go to so many incredible skate parks and facilities and industry places that you normally don't get the chance to go to, and Woodward was able to provide that, which was absolutely incredible, and just again really helped shape who I was becoming as a skateboarder, but as, you know, a professional athlete as well, and the connections that I was able to make during that time. And you know, that was where the pivotal point. I was skating, I was training, I wasn't quite ready to be a pro skater yet competitively, but I knew I was ready for something. And you know, I truly prayed for a door to open, and that open door was Nitro Circus. That's when Lindsay came up. She was skating, she wanted to train. Trav was doing some desert racing, and she's like, I need to go skate. And so they came up to Woodward West one random weekend, and he saw me skating and opened the opportunity and was filming me. I always tell, it's crazy because he was filming me before I'd met him, and then I come up to him, I'm trying these tricks in the foam pit. Dude, I've never seen anyone skate the way you skate. We've got to have you a part of Nitro Circus. And that quote is forever etched in my memory, because it was like a moment in time where, like, what you know you're called to, the path's laid out, and all you have to do is walk through it. Like, it's already been done. You've prepared yourself for the opportunity. Now the opportunity is presented, and then you just go. You know, and I've been with Nitro for 13 years this year, which is an incredible career. Like, to have a professional skateboarding career for 13 years is incredible, and I'm so grateful for it all. But again, it wouldn't have happened without, you know, Woodward being a huge part of my journey. And then it worked out because I was touring and now had some kind of notoriety in the industry. Woodward was allowing me to stay at Woodward West. They gave me a room in between tour, so I could go out on tour for a few months, come back and hang at Woodward, train at Woodward, and the community that was there was just so powerful. And lifelong friendships to this day of guys that I still call on a weekly basis, that I stay in touch with, that were living there at that time, and all the summer episodes and shenanigans we would get into. And I'm gonna do more videos on those later, of just some of the experiences and the things that we got into, and winter camp as well. But summer camp, there was always just something fun going on. There were all these pros you could interact with, and so many different clips. Like, I filmed 2 different video parts there with some of the best skating that I've ever done. And then winter camp was just wild shenanigans. We'd basically live off peanut butter sandwiches and Red Bull, and just, you'd wake up whenever you woke up, and then you would skate all the way till the hangar closed at about midnight. You know, there's so many different stories. I remember one, it was like everyone had to park down at the camp and walk all the way back up to the top because the road got so icy, and it's a really steep hill to get to the hilltop. And so we all had to leave our cars down and then walk and hike back up. We built these snowboard jumps off of rocks, and we were trying to set the land speed record on a scooter. Did the first tandem flip on a scooter. Like, there were just so many experiences and incredible people that we got to share moments with, and those again are moments that truly shaped who I am and what my career has been. And so I think when you spend so much time and energy in a place, it kind of becomes part of who you are. And when it's gone, it's just like, all right, it's gone. And there's so many kind of unknowns, the things that I've obviously, the tricks that have never gotten done that I was planning on doing, being able to share that experience with my son who's 2.5 and my son that's on the way. I was really looking forward to bringing them up there and sharing that experience that meant so much to me, to them, and now that's just gone. And I don't know what the future holds for it. Like, I don't even know, are the ramps for sale? You would think they were gonna do like one last session, but the way the statement came out, and just from what I've heard on the inside, they're out. And I don't think that's the best way to do it. I think it would have been incredible if they opened it for like another week and said, hey, this is our last ride. Let's go out with it all. I know myself and so many others would jam up there and just having one more incredible experience. And so, yeah, I don't know what the future holds for Woodward. I hope that we can build that back up for them and make it to where it's something that kids are just frothing to go to, because it was so much to me as a kid, was around that facility and dreaming about that. And I want that for the next generation. The next generation needs a place like Woodward to go and throw out what they're passionate about, get rid of what anyone else thinks, and just develop who they are, develop their skill, develop their craft, and develop beautiful relationships that are truly going to be lifelong. And so I hope the best for whatever situation. I don't know what that looks like, but to Woodward West, you're definitely going to be missed. You're a huge place of my history, my heart, and it's crazy to think that my favorite skate park is gone. But there's always hope. We stay hopeful. There's that saying, all the good things come to an end. I think this one's a little early, but everything happens for a reason. And so we'll see what that reason is in the future. But till then, thank you for everything. The moments, the experiences, the world's first tricks. There's so much. The NBDs, the friendships, the legacies. It's a part of me, and I'm grateful for every bit of it. Grateful to have experienced such a place like it, because there's probably a lot of people that never did. All right, thank you guys for checking this out. I'm gonna be posting a lot more Woodward footage. I already had some queued up, but I think we're gonna go on a deeper dive, and I'm gonna kind of storytell and share the experiences with you guys. And I think that's gonna be good to help just, provide some peace amongst the sadness, because it's definitely hitting hard. But I appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for checking this video out. Let me know in the comments, what did Woodward mean to you? Did you ever get to experience it? Did you only experience it through videos or word of mouth and you wish you did? Let me know. Drop those comments here. Would love to hear your Woodward story and what impact it had on you.